Good morning students, welcome back to science class. Today we'll just have a quick review of the chapter synthetic fibers and plastics, what you have learned in this chapter. So I have prepared a PowerPoint presentation on this chapter and I'll be forwarding it to you, and you need to see the important points which I have displayed here, and you need to learn all those, understand all those. But first, let us have a quick review of this particular chapter. So here we will first see that what are the main objectives of this chapter. Okay. So the objectives of this chapter, we are going to learn what are natural and synthetic fibers, the types of synthetic fibers, characteristics of synthetic fibers, what are plastics, again the important characteristic properties of plastic, and how is plastic harmful for the environment. Okay. So first let us go through the natural fibers. So what are natural fibers? So these natural fibers, they are generally produced by plants and animals, and they can be spun into filament, thread or rope, and which can further be woven, knitted or bound. So example, it can be cotton, it can be flax, it can be bamboo, it can be jute, it can be sisal, etc. So natural fibers, we choose them as the basic materials for the supreme products. From animals also we get fibers like wool, silk, angora, etc. Okay. Now synthetic fibers. In synthetic fibers, actually these are man-made. Example, rayon, nylon, acrylic, etc. So a synthetic fiber is what? It is a chain of small units of chemical substances joined together. Okay. So synthetic fibers is actually a polymer, and a polymer is formed when the monomers are combined together or joined together. Okay. Next is natural fiber. You see the difference between the natural fiber and the synthetic fiber. Natural fiber, you see the fiber structures cannot be changed, but synthetic fibers, it can be modified. Natural fibers, the clothes are comfortable to wear, but in case of synthetic fiber, they are not comfortable to wear. Natural fibers has glowing color, natural color, and in synthetic fiber we can add some colors. The most important difference is that natural fibers are eco-friendly or environment friendly, but the synthetic fibers are harmful for the environment. Then next we'll learn about the different types of synthetic fibers. Okay. The first one is rayon. So rayon is actually natural based material that is made from cellulose, obtained from wood pulp or cotton. So it's a low cost and convenient fiber to work with, and it has diverse uses. So there are several grades of rayon, and they can imitate the look and the texture of some natural fibers like cotton, linen and silk. Next we go for nylon, which is a polymer again, and it is composed of long chain of carbon based molecules called monomers. So these are quite different. There are generally, you see that there are quite different types of nylon, but most of them are derived from polyamide monomers. Polyamide means the amides, they will combine together to form the polyamide monomers, and they are extracted from crude oil, which is also known as petroleum. So nylon fiber, you see, its characteristic, it is very strong, elastic and light, and a nylon thread is considered to be stronger than a steel wire. Next we'll move to polyesters. See the name polyesters. That means the esters are the monomers, they combine together to form the polyester. So polyester is a synthetic fiber which are mostly used for making clothes. It is a polymer with repeating units of chemical substance called an ester. It is a long chain of ester that makes the fiber stretchable and tensile. Most of the modern clothes are made up of polyester. So, polyester has many advantages. It doesn't get wrinkled easily, it remains crisp, it's very easy to wash, it gets dried up easily, it's easy to maintain, and it's highly durable. So it is quite easy to make dress materials from polyester. Example, you see terylene and PET. The full form of PET, you see, polyethylene terephthalate. polyethylene terephthalate. Next we have acrylic. So acrylic fiber fabrics, they are also synthetic polymer and they are made from acrylonitrile. See the spelling, acrylonitrile. So this type of fibers is actually produced by reacting certain petroleum or cold based chemicals with a variety of monomers, so artificially made. They are very strong and warm. It is often used for sweaters and tracksuits and linings of boots and gloves, as well as for furnishing fabrics and carpets. Advantages, you see, it retains its color well, has a wool-like texture and is resistant to wrinkling. Disadvantages, relatively poor insulation and it melts when burned. Always see the advantages and the disadvantages of the particular synthetic fiber. So in case of acrylic, we have seen the advantages and the disadvantages. Now here you see as a whole the advantages of synthetic fibers and the disadvantages. Advantages, most fabrics made of synthetic fibers, they do not wrinkle easily. They are more durable, less expensive and very easily available or readily available than those of natural fibers. Most synthetic fibers can handle heavy loads without breaking. Disadvantages, you see, they do not absorb water or sweat in hot and humid weather. Therefore, the clothes made of synthetic fiber, they stick to our body and we feel very uncomfortable. Synthetic fibers, they melt and they burn easily. Synthetic fibers, on catching fire, they shrink, forming beads which stick to our skin. So characteristic of synthetic fibers, they are very lightweight, they are very less expensive and readily available. You will see that compared to the natural fibers, the cotton clothes, you will find that synthetic fibers, they are very less expensive and they are available. Also, they have high resistance to tear and wear. It lasts for a long time. The clothes made of synthetic fibers are very durable. The clothes made of synthetic fibers are not suitable for wearing during the summer season. They absorb very little water. They are stronger than natural fibers and synthetic fibers dry up in a less time. Okay. Next one we will see about plastics. Yes. See, plastics, you know what are plastics? They are bad conductor of electricity. They do not react with air and water or with many kind of chemicals. They are very light, weight, durable, cheap and strong. They are non-biodegradable substances and the plastics never rust. And these plastics are divided into two types we get, that is, one is thermoplastic and another one is thermosetting plastic. What is thermoplastic? A plastic which can be softened repeatedly by heating and can be molded into different shapes again and again. That is called thermoplastic. They are flexible, can be bent easily. They are known as thermosoftening plastics. Example, you see, polythene, PVC, that is polyvinyl chloride, the combs, the toys and the different kind of containers. But thermosetting plastic is different from thermoplastic. A plastic which once set does not become soft on heating and cannot be molded a second time. Okay, so these are known as thermosets. In thermosetting plastics, the long chain polymers, these are cross-linked with one another. Now there will be some polymers which are in a linear fashion. Some will be cross-linked. Okay. So here examples of thermoplastics will be bakelite and melamine. Okay. Next we'll see plastics and environment. That is, you are quite familiar with it. Plastics are they biodegradable? They are non-biodegradable, isn't it? They are not eco-friendly, which means that they cannot be decomposed by natural process. Thus, it is not environment friendly or it is not eco-friendly. Plastics, when burnt, releases lots of poisonous gases into the atmosphere, causing pollution. Plastic pollution causes harm to humans, animals, plants, okay, because they are very toxic in nature. The pollutants are very toxic. It can take hundreds of years or even sometimes thousands of years for plastic to break down. So the environmental damage is going to be lasting for a long time. So it affects all the organisms, their food chain, from tiny species to the big whales too. So as a as a responsible citizen, what do we need to do? What do you think that how can we control the plastic? So we need to follow the 5R principles, and that is we need to reduce the use of plastic. If we are using, we need to reuse it again and again, and we should give it for recycling. Okay, and sometimes we should refuse plastics. Instead of plastics, we should go for what? Jute bags. Instead of polythene bags, we should go for jute bags or the cotton cloth bags. Okay, and recover. So these are the 5R. If we follow, we can save our environment from the plastic. My dear children, please go through the slides nicely, understand it. Okay, you need not write some of the points which you feel like it is necessary to write, like you did not get a proper answer. Sometimes what happens, some of the answers in some books you don't find it easy, but if you find it some different book, you find it very easy to understand, you can remember also. So in that case, if you feel like some of the important points are of course there, the characteristics are there, the properties are there, the differences are there, so you can take the help of this slide share to prepare your notes. Okay, so thank you my dear children, have a good day ahead.